Happy New Year, criminals. Welcome back to the final update for Batman Arkham Origins.
Giving you the code. I'll see you both dead before I give you a damn thing.
Then join me in my fate and freeze.
Peon Victor. Bleed.
Victor, you have to let him go.
I'm taking my wife. You can't stop me.
I know the truth, and so will the police. Boyle will face judgment for his crimes.
It was an accident. You don't know what you're talking about. What?
Nothing matters. Do you understand? Nothing but my Nora.
You've endangered lives all over this city. Nora would never have wanted this.
No. What she wants is to live a long life in the warmth of the sun. Her hand in mine. And because of him, she'll only feel the icy touch of a man whose emotions run as cold as the blood in his veins. He may defeat you. Now get in here and find the Batman.
Sir, you need to find the control panels for those cryogenerators and disable them.
Look out!
My wife will have her joy. And not you, not Boyle, not anyone will stop me from finding it.
So, as may be predictable, this is it bears a lot of similarities to the Mr. Freeze fight in Arkham City. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. That was definitely one of my biggest surprises when I played Arkham City, is just how good that boss fight was. There are a couple more wrinkles to it this time around. The first phase of this fight, we have to overload these different cryo tanks, which does require a bit of time on each one, just charging it up. If you let go of it, it's going to stop overloading pretty quickly. But you just got to wait till Mr. Freeze is on the other side of the platform, and then you should be good to go ahead and overload it. Of course, you also have to look out for his hired help. Every time you take down one of those cryogenerators, Mr. Freeze will call in more thugs. He will always replenish himself up to 4 thugs. So, even if you are, doing your best to take those out, every time you blow up a new cryo tank, more will come out. You can still use those stalactites. Stalactites? Stalactites? I'll get it right sooner or later. Stalactites, I think that's it. Anyway, you can still use those to knock out the thugs. And I'd say it's recommended. Since, not only will Mr. Freeze come and look over at whichever cryo tank you're overloading, but the thugs will come to look for it too. And, the thugs move a lot faster than Mr. Freeze does, so it can be a little bit difficult to get to this last one. Especially when they're all just conveniently in the same area. It's not so easy to distract Mr. Freeze either.
My suit protects me from such pitiful technology.
Yeah, his suit protects him from such pitiful technology. And of course, if you do spend too long in the sight of his little blue laser, he can freeze you even on top of these gargoyles. So it's in your best interest to keep moving. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and take out these 3 thugs just because they're in the way. I was kind of hoping that knocking down these stalactites would either distract Mr. Freeze or distract the thugs, but neither one's happening. So we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. I do really feel like this is a, I don't know if I'd say it's an improvement over the Arkham City fight, and I'll go into that when it comes up. But it still feels really good. It's still a really good fight. Unfortunately, Mr. Freeze is on his way back over to have a look-see over Cryotank 3, and nothing I can do about that. So, just gotta wait a little bit longer.
Do you understand? I am taking Nora. You cannot stop me.
And here we go. Finally.
Warning. Containment breach in Cryotank 3.
Let's see how well you do when the air freezes in your lungs.
So now at this point, Mr. Freeze is going to be very aggressively tracking you down. Not to mention he does have his hired help. Now, this is the part at which I feel like the fight loses a bit of focus. It bears a lot of similarities to the fight in Arkham City, in that you know, it's a very predator-focused fight. Obviously, you can't take on Mr. Freeze head-on because, well, dude's a tank. So you're left to do it in a lot of different sneaky ways. Wall takedowns, vent takedowns, you know, hit him with a stalactite. It's good for him.
My patience wears thin.
Now, having all these different thugs here makes it a little bit more difficult to, well, keep creative in your takedowns. Every time you take one down, maybe every time you take two down, more thugs will come in, so you always have to deal with 4 thugs in this fight.
Incompetence.
Of course, if you're not careful and you stick somewhere for too long, Mr. Freeze will look up, and he will see you on these vantage points, so he will freeze them, and we'll see that a bit later. Nope, just missed it.
Search the area.
So, something interesting is that after the first time you knock down Mr. Freeze, he starts getting this little... yeah. He's got this frosty backblast, which makes it impossible for you to do any silent takedowns on him from behind. Now, something interesting is any one of his henchmen that he walks across, they'll be completely frozen by that, which is, inconvenient to say the least. No, probably for him at least. He will go back and break them out. But it seems a little... I don't know. Not well thought out to begin with. Unfortunately, having so many different, having so many thugs in this area really limits your options as far as getting creative in your takedowns goes. You know, the previous Mr. Freeze fight was, hey, you know, your same takedown would never work twice. And that was really neat. This one, it's a little bit more chaotic, just through virtue of, well, you don't have time to do all those different takedowns. All these thugs are always going to be all over your case as soon as you take down Mr. Freeze. It's going to be a little bit more dangerous.
Well, Batman, come out and do what you came to do.
Now, you know what? That's okay. It's still a really good fight.
You have forced me to do this.
And this is where he's going to go ahead and freeze that vantage point. But luckily, since we've got these thermal batarangs, it doesn't take too long to take care of it. I'd say probably the preferred way of doing a lot of damage to Mr. Freeze is going to be knocking down those stalactites on top of him. If you can't reliably do that, a wall takedown and... uh-oh. Yep. A wall takedown or a vent takedown, which, you know, you see those little frozen vents, that'll work too, are also very good ways to do damage to Mr. Freeze. The good news is, you may be wondering, oh, it seems like he's got so much health, that's so many takedowns. And yeah, here you can see he just froze both of his guys, goes back to knock one of them out. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you may be thinking, oh, Mr. Freeze has so much health. It's true. The good news is, you don't have to deplete all of it. Once Mr. Freeze gets down to about, 25%, we'll hit the next phase of the fight. You'd think it'd be easier to start doing these takedowns when the two guys are frozen, but it really changes up his routine whenever he freezes them. Because he may suddenly decide to go back for him, or he may just randomly turn around and spot you when you're trying to get clever and do a wall takedown. Or, you know, the guys will become unfrozen at the worst of times. I keep wanting him to come close by this grate, and there he does. Yeah! I want to say that your vent takedowns and your wall takedowns do more damage than the stalactites do. But the stalactites are, well, what's the word? Reliable. Usually whenever there's a person below the stalactites, you'll hear something, and that'll give you your cue to go ahead and throw. I mentioned this is inconvenient, right? And of course, once Mr. Freeze is on the go, he's not going to slow down, even if he's next to a wall. So, it's always in your best interest to avoid the fight. And of course, the thugs don't exactly display any, what's the word? Clever thinking abilities by just running straight into his little freeze gas.
It'll take more than that, Batman. Damn you, Batman, for forcing my hand.
Of course, your disruptor doesn't work. That'd make life a little bit too easy. Not to mention it doesn't fit in so well in this fight when you have to deal with the thugs all the time either.
Need to do this.
All in all, the fight feels, well, less polished. Less polished isn't the word that I would think of, because it still feels pretty good. But not having to do all these different kinds of, not having to do all the different kinds of takedowns. I like doing the different kinds of takedowns. It felt good. So it's just a little bit, take it or leave it. I prefer the fight in City, but I'll take this one. Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze also has thermal goggles, so don't expect your smoke pellets to work too well. Every once in a while, he will go around and refreeze any broken walls or vent covers, so you'll always have opportunities to take him down.
Cryogenic containment failing. Prime subject Nora Freeze in danger.
As I mentioned, once you hit 25%, the fight will change.
If I can get underneath him, I can take him from below.
Containment failure in Capsule 1. Prime subject Nora Freeze in danger.
Just kill him and the bat.
Thanks for doing the heavy lifting, Batman. But you shouldn't have stuck your nose in my business. And here I thought I was going to have a problem explaining what happened in your lab. I mean, the police are never going to look at me after what you did. And with this bat freak dead, there won't be anyone left to say otherwise.
Cryogenic containment failing.
And that just leaves you.
Please, you can save her. You just have to bypass the trial.
Victor! She died! But I'll keep you alive long enough to see her go! Go!
Cryogenic containment failing.
Take a seat, humanitarian.
Cryogenic containment restored.
I'm sorry, Victor. I can't give you peace, but I can give you justice.
Breaking news out of North Gotham at this hour, where protest has turned to celebration. Under extreme pressure from Gotham's citizens, Mayor Hill has just announced his resignation. While Hill has not ruled out a possible run for re-election in the new year, his resignation means that Peter Grogan will likely not be the next police commissioner of Gotham. Speculation has already begun about who the new mayor will appoint as commissioner, with many pundits naming GCPD Captain James Gordon as the frontrunner. And now to South Gotham, where Vicky Vale brings us this live report.
Thanks, Janine. I'm standing at the corporate headquarters of GothCorp, where Captain Gordon has confirmed that GothCorp CEO Ferris Boyle has been taken into police custody. Police report that Mr. Boyle stands accused of manslaughter, extortion, and attempted murder. Shocking accusations given that just earlier tonight, he accepted the Wayne Foundation's award for Humanitarian of the Year. Also in custody is the notoriously elusive underworld crime boss, Oswald Cobblepot, better known as the Penguin, as well as a GothCorp cryogenicist, Victor Freeze. Mr. Freeze is being held under heavy guard at Gotham General, receiving treatment for an undisclosed medical condition. Quincy Sharp has suggested that Mr. Freeze is yet another example of the type of criminal that needs the specialized care that only Arkham Asylum can provide. Police credit these arrests to solid police work, but this reporter suspects the vigilante known as the Batman had more than a small role to play. On a personal note, I owe Batman a debt of gratitude for rescuing me from almost certain death earlier this evening. So, thank you, Batman. For all of us. Back to you, Janine.
Thanks, Vicky. The Batman continues to be one of the top stories this holiday season. So as we here at GNN wish you all a happy and safe New Year's Eve, we'll leave you with just a few of the comments you've made about Gotham's Caped Crusader.
I was surrounded. Next thing you know, bam, boom, kapow! The bastards are all on the ground, KO'd. I didn't even see him coming.
Oh, it was all a blur. He just whooshed in out of nowhere.
Listen, I'm a cop. I can't condone what he does. But I can be grateful he's doing it.
Oh, he's real, all right. I got the bruises to prove it. He's real, he's ruthless, and there ain't nothing in the world that's gonna stop him.
And so, that's it for Batman Arkham Origins. It's been a trip. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Arkham City. The DLC I did enjoy more than the DLC for Arkham City. So, if you enjoyed Arkham Origins, you owe it to yourself to pick up Cold Heart. It's not bad. It's much better than the rest of the game would lead me to believe. This was my second time playing through it, and I was surprised. I didn't remember it being this good. Meanwhile, this is going to be the last video for this LP. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing next, but I may take a small break, and then I'll see you in the next LP. So, Happy New Year, criminals.
Congratulations, sir. Victor, Ferris, and even that scoundrel Cobblepot are all in custody. Shall we call it a night, then?
Feel free to turn in. I may patrol South Gotham for a while.